Top 5 observations from Bengals training camp, number 15. Shout out to Dan as always for posting this. Let's go ahead and get right into this. So, number 1, Demetrius Knight Jr. sought out Trey Hendrickson for pass rushing tips. If I can learn key pointers from Trey Hendrickson, I'm going to absorb it all instead of standing there watching other guys go around. Why not learn? As always, this is why. This is why. We love Demetrius Knight. His mindset is one of the best out there of any rookies. He just always wants to improve. And listen, there's a lot of rookies like him. But there are some rookies who kind of have this mindset of they know it all. And they want to go out there and just, show what they know and show how good they were in college. Instead, sometimes you learn from the pros. Speaking of Demetrius Knight, he had an interesting comparison when I asked him about defense coordinator Al Golden. He's calm, cool, and collected. James Bond type of guy, said Knight. A silent assassin. I love him. Okay. Not what I expected, when it comes to, the comparison being James Bond. But still good. I mean, again, like I said, not what I would expect to compare with Coach Golden. He is very cool, calm, and collect. But the silent assassin role, definitely an interesting one. I kind of wish they asked other players as well. Because I kind of want to get a general gist of where everyone's mind is when it comes to that. Is everyone just silent assassin this? Or are we going with other ideas as well? But still love Demetrius Knight. Look at that monster out there. Going to be one of the best linebackers in the NFL this year. After O-line struggled on Wednesday, Joe Burrow had time to stand in the pocket and fire darts. We'll look at the tape and see what we have to work on, because there's always corrections, gets Scott Peters, but I think they came out with the right mindset today. Listen, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse here, and again, I'm not trying to crap all over someone's day, but I wouldn't sit here and say the offensive line in general had a rough day Wednesday. Orlando Brown Jr. was out, so they had to put in Cody Ford, which obviously, yes, you're going to have a little bit of an issue when your starting left tackle is out, right? But the real problem, again, just kind of being obvious here, was Lucas Patrick. I watched back all the footage from training camp process on Wednesday, and I didn't see much issue outside of Lucas Patrick. He was the big issue / problem. So, again, if it's a multi-layer problem, yes. What I saw was Lucas Patrick got beat by TJ Slayton a couple times. He got destroyed by Shamar Stewart. I don't know. Again, like I said, I get it. As a team, this is just kind of how it works. You don't point and blame on one player. You take blame together. It's all of our issues, not just one player's issue. If one player is having a problem, well, we can all get better and work on the problem, right? That's the mindset of staying as a team. But I'm looking from a fan perspective, it very clearly was a one-man issue, which, they don't want to address, so. While Burrow was sharp, I don't recall any completions on Cam Taylor-Britt, who blanketed T. Higgins here. That's one thing I get to do every day, work on technique against the best receiver in the league. Right now, he's in a good spot, said Coach Chuck Burks. Teddy K is as friendly as they come off the field, but processes and plays with angry edge our position is hard. Probably one of the hardest positions in professional sports. You have to have a high level of competitiveness, competitive stamina, pain tolerance, and toughness. Yeah, as always, absolutely love Teddy K. And again, listen, it is what it is when it comes to this offensive line. We're just going to have to hope and pray it works out. And that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles, I have faith in Scott Peters. I have faith he's going to be able to, do a lot with a little. I'm not going to say a little. Because again, like I said, I don't dislike our offensive line outside of Lucas Patrick. Outside of Lucas Patrick, I really like our offensive line. I think our offensive line has a lot of high potential, and I think our offensive line could be really, really good outside of the right guard position. And, I mean, again, you fix that right guard position, I think Dylan Fairchild, well, I don't love the idea of throwing a rookie to the Wolves and having him go out there day one and be a starter. I'd rather him learn and develop behind someone. But even if you're like, hey, listen, no, Lucas Patrick, he's been looking great, which he has, by the way. I could get behind that, right? But you can't tell me you replace Alex Kappa with Alex Kappa, and then be like, guys, line, we're taking it serious, bro. You just cloned Alex Kappa and replaced him for cheaper. You literally just got a cheaper version of Alex Kappa, which I guess is technically better. In a way, it is. In a way, getting a cheaper version of your same exact player you had before, you could say that is an improvement. Like, you don't have to spend as much money on the same player, but nah. On a real note, see, here's what I'll say about the whole comparison. Kappa is he had a lot of injuries at the end of his time here in Cincinnati. That's why I think he will be pretty good with his brand new team. If it wasn't for injuries, I think that we would be talking about a different ending cycle for Kappa. It sucks the way it ended with him, but it is what it is. Lucas Patrick has the potential to be better than Kappa. He does. Do I think he will be in the end? Yes. I think he'll be better. How much better? It depends on Lucas Patrick. That really depends on what Lucas Patrick wants to do and what level he wants to hit. But when it comes to being better in general, it's hard to not be better than, Kappa after how bad he was last season. Right? It's like there's a motto in life. Once you hit rock bottom, the only place you can go from there is up. So it's really hard to hit rock bottom and not better yourself, because guess what? Where you're going to go after you hit rock bottom? There's only up from here. And we were at rock bottom. So, peace.